We're on the move, Raphael.
Raphael.
Hey, out of all the Ninja Turtles, why do you think the Shredder finds Raphael the most annoying? I'll tell you why. Because whenever they fight, Raphael is always sighing. You get it? You know, because of sigh. Look, if you would help me write these jokes, it would go a lot better. Oh, hello, my name is Fu Manchu, and today I'm going to show you a little birthday present that I got. But first, it's time for a shouty-outy. That is right. Now listen, any of you out there that have watched my videos for any given length of time have probably noticed by now that I never, ever ask any of you to subscribe to my channel or to like my videos or even to leave a comment down there. Because honestly, it means so much more to me when you guys just do it on your own. And whenever I watch videos, anytime I hear somebody at the end going, hey, subscribe to my channel, like my video, I'm like, shut up, earn it. You gotta earn it, man. But I'm not beyond giving credit where credit is due, and whenever I see a good YouTuber that I really like that makes really good videos, well, I'll tell you to go subscribe to them because they're awesome, and today is no different. Now, while perusing YouTube last night, I actually found a reviewer I'd never heard of before, and when I looked at his profile picture, I thought, hey, I know that guy. Where do I know him from? And when it finally dawned on me where I knew him from, well, let's just say I was a little embarrassed. But I was relieved, get it, relieved, to find out that this wasn't an actual photo of him. No, this is just something that YouTube gives you if you don't settle on an actual profile picture for yourself. So he really needs to settle on a profile picture. Maybe a background too, because these little triangles and diamond shapes are kind of strange. But he goes by the name of Brooklyn Wolf, the Collector. And man, oh man, his videos are amazing. Now, the only sad part about his videos are, there's only 4 of them. And as you can see, I've watched all 4. But what it is he reviews Hot Toys figures, 3-0 figures, 1/6 scale figures, and he makes these things come to life. Now, he poses these figures so amazingly, they look like the actual actors from the movie. Now, in this video here alone, whenever you see the DeLorean, it looks like shots from the movie, man. He has got great camera angles, great lighting. The videos are crystal clear. Man, they are amazing. So yeah, be sure to check out this guy's videos, and seriously, if you feel like subscribing, do so, because he's only got, as you can see here, 28 subscribers. That's ridiculous. Now, like I said, he's probably only been doing this for, I think, for 2 weeks. See, it says 2 weeks ago. But you know what? He really deserves more subscribers than that. So if you feel like subscribing, please do, because you know what? I just did. So there you go. Go check out Brooklyn Wolf, the Collector. This concludes today's public service announcement. But seriously, go check out Brooklyn Wolf. His videos are awesome. And if you leave a comment on any of his videos, be sure to tell him that Fu said hi. And Brooklyn Wolf, I hope you don't mind this shouty-outy. So what else are we doing today, idiot? Oh, that's right. Now, you might remember that Monday was not only Judgment Day from Terminator 2, but it's also my birthday. And I'd already showed you my very first ever birthday present that I received this year. It was from Mr. Evil Cheese and Zombie Cat, and looked a little something like this. They sent me this truly awesome 3-0 1/6 scale figure of Jon Snow. And not only does this figure just look amazing, but it's also my second ever 3-0 figure that I have ever owned. Now, the very first 3-0 figure I ever got was also a birthday present from Mr. Evil Cheese, and it was in the form of Tyrion. And this figure looks so good displayed next to Tyrion. I absolutely love the figures. Thank you very much, guys. This is awesome. Now, little did I know that this year's birthday would be so 3-0 heavy, because on my birthday itself, my wife gave me the present that she bought me, and holy cow, it's made by 3-0 too. So today's review will be on the following. Today's review will be on the 3-0 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the movie, 1/6 scale collectible figure of Raphael. And check this out. Now, if I tell you that this box is huge, well, that's an understatement. This box is freaking huge. This thing is really huge. Holy crap, It takes up practically the entire white world. I mean, my goodness. Now, the box itself is kind of plain. It's got this little picture here down the side of the box here, and then it's got the red bar or whatever, the logo, and stuff like that, and this really, really awesome picture of Raphael on the front. But honestly, it's still kind of a plain box. Now, I was a little surprised when I first picked this up, because I thought this figure would be super, super heavy. Now, the figure is pretty heavy, I mean, out of the box, but I don't know, the box itself, when you pick it up, you do expect it to be heavier than it is, and that's a little, it kind of throws you off a little bit. But let's check out the back of the box, shall we? So, here's the back of the box, and it's got that little painted design that's on the back of his shell. I don't know what that stands for. Maybe Raphael. I don't know. I can't read it. It's a squiggly line. And then it says, Raphael, a little red box down there at the bottom with the logo. And it is worth noting that over here above the logo, the picture is actually different on this side. It's got his size crossed, and that is awesome. Let's look at the front of the box one more time. But yeah, here's the box, and it looks amazing. Now, I've already opened this figure because I didn't want to wait. It was my birthday, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to open it. So yeah, I opened it up, showed it to my wife. It is amazing looking. So I say we waste no more time and look at the figure. What do you say? But first, if you're curious, what you get inside is like a big plastic tray. Now, this thing is huge too, man. It's two pieces snapped together by these little circly things down here. You can see the figure was right there in the middle. You can see there's some glasses there hiding behind the figure. It's in a little bag, like taped to it. He's got some fisted hands right there, as you can see, that are wrapped up, and then he's got his sai on both sides of him, and that is awesome. And yeah, if you look closely at the box there, there's like some paint scuffs and stuff like that. Now, I didn't notice any marks on the figure, but yeah, I wouldn't worry about that unless it's like right on his face or something like that. But you know what? That's pretty awesome. So let's look at the figure, shall we? Now, here's Raphael stood straight out of the package, and holy cow, this figure looks incredible. Now, I have wanted these 3-0 Ninja Turtle figures ever since they were first announced. And Raphael being my favorite Ninja Turtle of all time, if I was only going to have one figure, this would be the one I would have, and he looks incredible. And I honestly think that out of all the Ninja Turtle figures of Raphael that exist, this is probably the absolute best figure of him I have ever seen. This just looks incredible. I absolutely love it. Now, like I said, this is the figure fresh out of the package, and I haven't messed with his outfit at all. This is exactly how he looked when he came out. I've seen in some videos those straps are straight and stuff. I don't know if mine need to be adjusted or what. I don't know. But you know what? I think he looks amazing just the way he is, and man, oh man, this thing is incredible. And honestly, the details don't stop on his front. Look at his back. That shell is incredible. When you first see it, you think, did they use a real turtle shell? This thing looks so amazing. And look at all the damage and just detail work there. I mean, he's got cracks. He's got tape holding his shell back together. Man, this is so awesome looking. It looks so good. And look at his, like, little skirt thing there. Man, they did such a great job with this figure. All the weathering, everything. Now, I do have to say that this figure does have some drawbacks, though. And it's not the detail work whatsoever, but it actually is the detail work, because there's some details that are missing. Let's look at his front. Because honestly, as detailed as this figure is, there's actually a lot of details from the movie that are different. Now, I don't know why they changed a lot. Maybe they only had like a few promotional photos to go from when they first designed this, because I know they were making these. It felt like a few years ago. But man, oh man, there's just a few differences that I noticed while comparing it to scenes from the movie. Now, starting with the figure's head, if you look at his bandana on the top of his head, you will note that he has no holes showing green through. Now, I don't know why they left out a hole, but apparently in the movie, it's very noticeable that he has a few holes in his bandana itself. Now, moving down from the bandana onto the very tip of the bandana, you'll note that it's just red and tattered. Whereas, if you look at this same picture and you work your way down to the tip of his bandana, you'll see that on one side he actually has some Japanese writing. Now, I guess it would have been hard to print that on the bandana itself, but, you know, I don't know. It's just little details like that. I was like, I wonder why that's missing. Now, moving from his bandana to his right shoulder, if you look, he's got some speckles and a lot of scaling and stuff like that in his cracks on his skin there, and that is awesome. But in the movie, where he does have the scales and the little, like, cracks and stuff, if you look carefully, he's actually got a tattoo or a brand of some sort that actually has Japanese writing as well. And if you look in certain scenes, it actually appears to be raised a little bit, so that's why I say it almost looks like a brand or something, but man oh man, that is awesome. Now, working our way down his arm, all the way down to here, you'll note that his hand and his wrists are very much wrapped there, and that is super cool. But if you look in the movie, it's not nearly as wrapped as it is in the figure, and he has some sort of other thing wrapped around his right wrist. Now, I can't make out what that is, and I've tried to look at it in different scenes. I still can't figure it out, but his hand isn't wrapped at all. And his left hand does actually have some wraps, but not nearly as many as the figure, because the figure's hands are practically mummies. Another thing that's strangely missing is if you look at his left thigh, there is nothing on it whatsoever. Whereas in the movie, he actually does have little straps on his upper thigh. So, and yeah, there seems to be something else there around the straps too. That you can totally make out if you look right there. So yeah, that entire strap and like leather padding or something is missing from his left thigh. Which, if you look carefully at it, it seems to have like a comb design at the top of it, so I have no clue what that's supposed to be. Now, looking at the gladiatorial straps there on his waist, you'll see that his belts are a little bit straighter and have a different kind of design work than mine does. Because like I said, in other videos, other people seem to be straight, so I think mine might need to be adjusted, but they still look pretty awesome, just like that. He's also sadly missing that toothpick. Even though I'm sure one will fit in that side of his mouth. Very awesome. His feet are another thing here that seem to be overly wrapped, just like his hands. Now, in the movie, yeah, they're wrapped up, but it's just mainly around the toes and the top part of the foot, so that's about it. Now, sadly, the detail that is missing that I really wish was on here the absolute most is on his shell itself. If you look there, it's just scuffed, cracked, and taped up. But if you look in the movie, he actually has the little bit of graffiti on his back, spray painted in red, and that is awesome. I absolutely love it. And as for a detail like that, I can't believe that they actually missed that, so that's kind of strange. And like I said, I'm not complaining about this figure. I think it is absolutely amazing. I'm just saying that they were so close to having this be perfect. I wonder why some of the details are off. But I did notice that even in my old Playmates video for the 11-inch Ninja Turtle of Raphael, he's got the same detail work. If you look, he's got the same wrapped hands, same everything. That's kind of weird. Now, I'm wondering if they just had the same, promotional photos to work with, and this was like an early version of what he was going to look like before they added all the finer details. And just like this one, this figure here didn't have the back graffiti either. So man, I just wish that these figures had that. I think it would look incredible. Especially considering how good 3-0 is at the finer details and the weathering and everything like that. It's just strange that some of these details are missing. Now, the very last detail I'm going to point out that's a little different is right up here in his eyeballs. Now, if you look carefully, he seems to have yellow Sith eyes. Now, I don't know why he has yellow eyes, but in the movie, he actually appears to have green eyes, which suit Raphael really well. Now, all that said, I don't want you to think that I don't like this figure. It is incredible. I'm just pointing out the things that I noticed last night when I was looking at this, comparing it to the movie. I mean, I just didn't think there would be that many details off. This thing just looks like it jumped right out of the screen. It is so awesome. I actually like it a lot. I do wish the graffiti was on his back. I do wish that was there. I kind of wish the back of his shell kind of popped up a little bit higher, because Raphael kind of looked like a hunchback, and I can't seem to get his neck to articulate lower than that for some weird reason. Now, the entire front part of his shell right down there to his abs is all kind of a rubber covering, and his arms are covered in rubber as well. So you can actually move his arms at the joint just like that, and it looks pretty awesome. Now, this rubber isn't really, it's more like plastic, I want to say. It's not really rubber, because when I first saw that they had the, as I thought, rubber bodies, I thought, oh no, it's going to be like Sideshow or something like that, and it's going to be, it'll be real thin and maybe sticky and stuff like that. But no, it feels more like plastic, so you don't have to worry about that at all. I don't think it'll tear or anything over time unless you're just really rough with your figure. Now, speaking of being rough, these little strings and stuff on all of his ties have little strings hanging off everywhere, and if you're not careful, you can pull that one string that makes it all fall apart. So be very, very careful, because every bit of this, there's one right there, every bit of this has a little bit of tattering and stuff, and man, just don't pull the wrong string. Just don't do it. But yeah, that's pretty awesome. Now you're probably saying, hey, what did he come with? Well, he came with his signature sai. Check that out. It looks so awesome. And just like I was saying about the wrappings, I'm very, very scared to put this in his hands because his hands are actually this hard plastic and stuff. It's not like rubber hands or anything, so yeah, you're going to have to like open up his fingers a little bit and stick that in there, and I'm so afraid of that wrapping getting messed up. Even if you make him hold it, you know, through his fingers, kind of the way he always holds his size and stuff, so I'm kind of afraid of that happening. So I may just put him on the back part of his belt. Like that, and just kind of let him hang there, because honestly, that looks really good too. Okay, seriously, this just happened while making this video. Check this out. His foot fell off. What the heck, man? He's got no foot on his right side. I didn't pull on it. I didn't twist on it, anything. I just literally picked it up to move it, and his foot stayed where it was. Now, apparently there's a ball joint in there, but... what the heck, man? Be careful with your Ninja Turtles. There, he's fixed, but jeez, that was scary. I thought, oh, great, I broke him. Just by picking him up. Anyways, he also came with, besides these size, he also came with these two incredible Hulk hands all bandaged up. I don't know why. But yeah, that's pretty awesome. If you look, he doesn't have the bandages going in between his palms or whatever, like these hands do. So yeah, they didn't do that. But that's okay. It looks pretty good. He actually probably looks really good with the fists instead of doing that. So if you want to put the size in his belt on his back or whatever and just have fists, I bet that would look cool. And one of the accessories that this figure came with is really awesome and was truly lacking from the Playmates 11-inch version are these glasses right here. Now, he wore glasses on top of his bandana, and these are awesome. They're all beat up looking and taped back together. They look so good. Now, they're not real lenses. They're just, you know, plastic or whatever, painted glossy. But, hey, whatever. It'll look so good on his head. So let's see what they look like, shall we? And they look so good on his head. That is awesome. Now, there's no instructions or anything, so I'm assuming you're supposed to stick those through the bandana in the back on the sides or whatever. It kind of holds it into place, but it's not perfect. They don't snap into place or anything like that, so you have to be very careful. If you drop your figure, the glasses will probably go flying. But still, at least we got them. So I say we waste no more time, and I say we look at them up close. What do you say? So, here we go with a super duper close-up look, and look at the detail work on the front of his shell and the weathering and stuff like that. That looks so awesome. Now, this is a really, really big figure, and usually looking at big figures up close like this, I mean, it makes the details stand out, of course, but the details are already really good and, you know, in hand. But check this out. When I saw this right here, I thought, what is that? And I asked my wife, and she said, it's a butterfly knife, silly. And I went, holy crap, it is a butterfly knife. It's all folded up. That is awesome. Now, it almost looks like it opens up. In fact, she thought it did at first, but nope, it's just glued into place, just there for show. But I think that looks amazing, and I love the fact that he's got a butterfly knife on a strap there on his front. That is cool. Now, down here, underneath his abs, you'll see where the rubber ends, but that's still, you know, it's kind of an eyesore there, but you could probably adjust these belts a little bit to cover it up. But honestly, it doesn't look that bad in person at all, and, you know, it has a lot of articulation underneath it, so, you know, you got to take form over function or function over form. And there you go. You can see the straps there that go down to the gladiatorial little, like, I don't know, strappy things that hang down. Very cool indeed. You can see they're made out of leather. That is awesome. There's the little ring around the strap there. Very cool. Working our way up here, let's check out his face, if we can find it. Holy crap, this is like way up here. You can see his neck there. It's got all the little scales and detail work there. You can see the little strings that are everywhere. Holy crap, those strings are literally everywhere. And yeah, it looks like your figure's falling apart right out of the package, but just be very careful with it. It should be fine. Now, working our way up his shoulder, you can see he's got some speckling there. Very cool indeed. Over here, like I said, working our way to his face, you'll see his chin and his mouth. He actually has turtle lips. I didn't know turtles had lips, but I remember back in the days when Eastman and Laird drew them, they said, I didn't know turtles had teeth. Or the ever-present, yes, Virginia, turtles do have tails, which these turtles are missing. But you can see his teeth there. Very cool indeed. I like how in the movie his teeth are kind of like, you know, jaggedy and stuff like that. I think that looks really cool. There's his scar. There's his little turtle nose. He's got a lot of little scars all over his face. Then here's his Sith eyes. I don't like that they painted his eyes yellow, but honestly, they stand out at least. I mean, you can see them, and I guess that's a good thing. I do wish they were more glossy, more like Hot Toys do eyes now and stuff, you know, where it looks like a real eye glimmering and stuff like that. Now, as you can see, his bandana has all the little, you know, detail work, you know, carved into it or whatever, and the way the cloth part, if you look right there, blends in, they did a really, really good job. I mean, seriously, in hand, you can't really even tell where it stops. And they did a really good job matching it up. That is awesome. Now, as you can see, the glass is there. I've got it stuck underneath the top part of the bandana, and that holds them into place. You can see the tape there. You can see the broken lens of this side of the glasses. That's pretty awesome. Now, turning them and looking at them from this side over here, you'll see that this side of the glasses is put underneath that side of the bandana. Very cool indeed. There's his eye. I do wish the eyes looked a little better, especially with as big as the figure is. They almost look, you know, toy-like. But, you know, hey, they don't look that bad in person, you know, just zoomed in like this. But I do wish they had more of Hot Toys kind of eyes. But that's okay. He still looks pretty good to me. And then over here, you'll see he's got some more scars there. It looks like on the side of his cheek. I'm assuming that looks like scars or something. There, he's got some speckling. Very cool indeed. You'll see again how that bandana just kind of blends in perfectly. That is so awesome. There's the tattered pieces going down this side. Holy crap, is it tattered. Now, I apologize with how shaky that was, but I was holding him with one hand because this figure does get off balance pretty easy just by moving him and stuff like that. And so you need to be very careful with him. He's not really heavy. He's back heavy, I guess, because of the shell, but it's really not a problem unless you're trying to scoot him around because it's like he buckles a little bit. It's not like the knee joints are bad or anything, but he does feel like he could fall over if you're not careful. And here's his bicep. Now, as you can see up here, that's where that branding or that tattoo or whatever would have been. But, man, sorely missed. I wish it was there. You can see the cracks in his skin there. Working our way down his forearm, you can see some more wrappings and stuff and where his wrist connects with his hand or whatever. Very cool indeed. That is pretty awesome indeed. Now, moving over to his left leg, here's where his hip connects with his thigh, and you can almost see another rubber covering over the crotch part, I guess. I don't know. It kind of looks like a rubber covering. And then there's his thigh with the cracked and scaly legs and stuff. Working our way down to his knee, you can see that it's wrapped. Now, this figure, Raphael, has all of his little articulation joints covered with the wrappings or the rubber coverings, and that's pretty awesome. Not all 4 of the Ninja Turtles have that. You can see his toenails. That looks pretty awesome indeed. It almost looks like he has a seam over that toe, though. It's kind of weird. But yeah, all of his articulation joints, like where his knees are and stuff, on this figure are covered. But I don't think all 4 of the turtles have that. I think one in particular either has his knees showing or something. I don't know. But I think this one looks pretty awesome. Let's look at the back part of his shell. Now, working our way down his bandana to his shell, you can see some weathering there. Very cool indeed. And then right here at the top of his shell, you'll see that it's got different layers and cracks and stuff. Very cool indeed. It looks like the bone part or the shell part is all scratched off right there. It's got tape here, which appears to be real tape. It doesn't feel like it's going to come off at all, because it feels like it's on there, but that is actual tape. So that's pretty cool indeed. And then, yep, there's some more. Very cool. I love how it's all taped back together. I think Michelangelo's shell has the most damage because he's missing like a big chunk and it's got a lot of tape like holding it together. Here's his straps. Very cool indeed. There's where you put one of his sai. That's awesome. Working our way down here to his skirt, you can see the detail work there. Very cool. All the little dirty spots and stuff. That is awesome indeed. The back of his legs. There's some articulation that you can see, but very, very little. Very, very awesome indeed. This thing is incredible. And seriously, I'm very, very happy to have gotten it. There's some more articulation. But like I said, see, it's covered up pretty well. So that is awesome. Yeah, this figure looks incredible. I absolutely love it. Look at the buckle part of his back there. Very cool indeed. They did an awesome job. Now, in case you're curious how big this figure is, here he is standing up next to the 3-0 Jon Snow that I also received for my birthday. This is one big Ninja Turtle. Now, these are not the turtles I grew up with reading and stuff like that about. These guys are huge, jacked up on steroids, man. This is just awesome looking. And as my 3rd ever 3-0 figure, 3-0, that's pretty awesome. This is a really, really awesome figure to have. Very cool indeed. So, there's my sort of review of the 3-0, 1/6 scale version of Raphael from the Ninja Turtle movie that came out in 2014. This figure is incredible, and yeah, it does have its drawbacks for, missing some of those details, and I do wish he had a stand because he does kind of, he stands fine. He's a big figure, he's got big old feet and stuff like that. He's not going to fall over unless you really bump him, but I have had him fall over a few times and his foot popped off, so other than that, he's pretty cool. And honestly, this is really cool. I do wish I had all 4 turtles because I think they would look so incredible together. But man, you would have to have a lot of room to display these guys. And man, oh man, I'm running out of room as it is. But you know what? I love this figure. It was an awesome birthday present. It's awesome to go with Jon Snow. I absolutely love it. So, until next time, tune in for more Foo Reviews. And if I had one additional complaint, it would be the following. Why, oh why, 30, didn't you make the movie version of The Shredder?
The fourth cage is for you.